The lesson.
Oh yeah.
Now, if that's in your early 20s, the rapping side of things has started around the same time?
Oh, well, I've always rapped since I was about 15 or 16, but not seriously, you know. I just rap at parties, freestyle at house parties, stuff like that. I did my first video, The Price of Life, when I was 19.
So that was 2012, wasn't it?
2012, yeah.
So you were 19 then?
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah, okay. And that was the first official proper...
That was my first ever official song, official video. My big bro Dwiz put me onto that, you know. He goes, I showed him the song. It was just written on my iPhone. I just spat him the lyrics. He goes, bro, you need to get this out, you know. I said, look, bro, like, yeah, I'm trying to get into the rap game, you know, but he goes, well, this is a good opportunity, you know. So much love to Dwiz, you know. He took me to the studio. He paid for the studio time. He organised the video. He paid for the video. He shared that around the scene and that. So, but yeah, that was my first foot in the door as far as rap goes, man.
Yeah, right. And then so prior to that, who were you listening to and what's the sort of thing that made you want to rap and take it seriously?
So to be honest, bro, the first Aussie hip hop I ever heard was sort of like Brad Strutt, Trem. But I don't know, man, I never really related to their lyrics, you know. Like, I think, you know, Trem's obviously a beast, you know, he's a weapon. I liked his music, but then I heard a group from Adelaide called Verbal Architects. So you got Vamps, Awkwards, Monops, Brutals, and they were rapping about living in the area, graffiti, warring with blokes, stuff like that. And that just really, obviously I was living the same life, so that was my first introduction to Aussie hip hop that that really made me go, oh, you know, you can rap about the stuff we're living about, you know. And but obviously, you know, there wasn't that much Aussie hip hop around back then, you know. I was just listening to, you know, 50 Cent, Tupac,
yeah,
Eazy-E, all that sort of shit, bro, you know. Yeah, there wasn't too much Aussie rap back then, but yeah, Verbal Architects from Adelaide, man, that's what really made me think, oh yeah, they're rapping about the life I'm living and they're living, like I'm going to give it a crack too, you know.
Yeah, word. And then so 2012, that's when that single's come out.
Yeah.
Now I think that was the second thing I may have caught on to. So I caught on to you a bit later.
Yeah.
I think maybe I caught on to you with a collaboration with maybe Gravity Ponds.
Yeah.
And then I went back and checked your stuff. And when I seen The Price of Life, I was like, fucking wow. Like,
yeah.
I played it back a few times.
Yeah.
Because you're saying so much in it.
Yeah, it's a big track, brother, you know?
Yeah.
It's no chorus, no hook, no melody, it's just bars, bro. Start to finish, you know?
Yeah, man.
And like the way I see it, bro, is every bar hits home, you know? And even though it's my song, I'm telling my story, I think everyone can relate to it. Not everyone, like obviously you got blokes working 9 to 5s that aren't in the criminal world, aren't in the graffiti world, you know, they're probably not going to resonate with it. But most people, like when I'm rapping about loyalty, honour, family, we all can relate to that, you know? So yeah, it's my story, but I think that's why it kicked off, bro, you know? Like,
yeah, man, I think it's done like 3.5 million views.
Yeah.
And one of the interesting things that we noticed about it is, like, we went back and looked at some stuff. The first year-ish, it did like 1 mil. Yeah. But then it was like, afterwards, it actually kept, usually it's the other way around. It racks the majority of the spins in the first year. Yeah. And then slowly declines. Whereas in yours was a bit backwards. Yeah. Do you have any thoughts on why?
The way I still remember when it got its first 10,000 views, bro. I was over the moon. The thing for me though, I was never about trying to get views. I don't care about views. I really don't give a fuck, bro. You know, I'm not rapping to get views or to get fame. I'm just rapping to tell my story, to rep the gang, to, you know, just to get some shit off my chest. So if it's back then 10k views, bro, that was major, you know. And I remember when I first clocked my first mil, that was you know, that was big for me, you know. But the reason I think that it kicked off later on is because I think Aussie rap just got bigger as the years went on, you know. So like you clock your first mil in that first year, and that's all your local heads and the scene as it was then. But then as time's gone on, the scene's gotten a lot bigger. And every year you've got 16-year-olds that are turning 17 and 17-year-olds turning 18, and they're finding it for the first time. And obviously social media and the internet got a lot bigger, so people can share and spread the word, you know. So I think that's the reason why, bro. Yeah.
Now, like I said, like in that one song, there's a lot. There's like a lot. It's like you kind of wrapped up your life up until that point in one song.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but there's a line in there that I just remember a lot, which is like, is it ice pipes and knife fights were a common occurrence, or I'm getting it mixed up a bit. But what was the actual line?
Ice pipes and knife fights are just not childish tricks. So that line represents a few things, I guess. I mean, that's just obviously in the area, everyone's on the gear, you know, and everyone's packing a blade, everyone's stabbing next man. So I just, you know, obviously ice pipes and weapons have always been a thing in the area, but childish tricks sort of means it's like, you know, it's just for kids, bro, you know? Like it's just childish tricks, bro, you know? I mean, you just got young cunts smoking ice, carrying knives, like it's, but at the same time, it's a heavy bar, because ice pipes and knife fights, you know, is heavy. And then I'm letting people know, like, well, that's what we're doing as kids, you know? So I don't know what life these other blokes are living, but where I'm from, that's what our childhood has in it, you know?
Can you recall, I guess, when you first got introduced, you know, to ice, and then, you know, seeing what it was doing in the community? And
man, probably when I was 15, 16, you know? It's been around for a long time, bro, but not how it is now, you know? I remember 16, 17, it just, the prices started dropping, and obviously it's cheaper to get on the gear than it is to go get a bag of speed or something, you know, and it just, you know, it was good money, so everyone was selling it, bro, you know? And it really just come out of nowhere, and it's still around now. It's really just, it's a plague, bro, you know? But since early, bro, you know, and it's been in and out of my life sort of since before I went to jail, you know? A lot of people think that I smoked a lot of ice and was on ice all the time, but I really wasn't, bro, you know? You know, don't get me wrong, I've had fun and I've partied, you know? But that wasn't a part of my daily life, you know? I used to smoke a lot of chuff, bro, you know? I like my downers cars, just get on the zennies, have a mix, you know? But for some reason, man, people think that, Flowz is an ice head and that. And like, don't get me wrong, I've had a puff, but man, I didn't smoke all the time, you know?
And then, so what are some of the, I guess, what are some of the craziest things that you've seen or noticed within people when they take shit like that?
Look, man, like I've just seen people sell their souls for it, bro, you know? I've seen people turn on their families. I've seen people sell their kids. I've seen people turn on their mates in a jack shop, give their 5/8, 10 years in prison because they want to go home and have a puff. They don't want to get locked up and not be able to go home and have a puff, you know? So they'll sell their man out for, give them 10 years, 15 years, you know? But I've seen some bad stuff, bro. I mean, yeah, as I said, I've seen blokes sell their kids for it, man. And that shit's heartbreaking, you know? It's disgusting, bro. But again, man, just it becomes normal in the area, you know? Yeah. Yeah,
wow. And then I guess with the violence that goes with it, is that generally, you know, because of like unpaid debts, turf, that sort of shit, or?
Yeah, like there's a lot of factors that come into play, bro, you know? Like when you deal in ice or you deal in any drug, you're putting money out there. If people don't pay you back, then you got to go get your money. Other blokes are selling in your area, cutting you out of shit. You're going to go make an example of them because it's bad for business, bro. But at the same time, like most blokes are smoking ice and staying up for 5-10 days. So when you've been up for 5, 6, 7 days, bro, like you're not normal. You know what I mean? So like you react in like a way that isn't normal to how you'd normally react to certain situations. You know, like at a red light, some bloke flips you the bird, you know, sober, you've had a good sleep, you might just let him slide for it, you know. You've been up for 10 days, you're going to get out and pull a knife on him and try and cut his throat, bro, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because you've been up for too long, bro, you know. You're cooked.
The lesson. Oh, yeah.